Back again. Okay, found a switch wire. So let's put the carburetor on this 395 that I've been doing the videos on. We've already gone through that, so we'll get it back on here. And not going to go out and run it today though. It's too cold out there and much snow on the logs out there. I also wanted to talk about subscribers that subscribe to me. I want to say thanks a lot, everyone. I hit 13,000 subscribers. I just noticed that on my analytics stuff, whatever you call it. That's a big word for me. But thank you very much for everyone tuning in and watching my hopefully helpful videos and funny stuff that I do all the time. You know, gotta have fun in life, right? So yeah, I just went out and went to the store. It's snowing out there again. The roads are starting to get a little bit of snow on them again. So see how it goes. I'm gonna just stay here tonight and finish a couple of projects. I got a couple more cylinders to port here later on, so we'll get on to them. Okay, so the carburetor on these, you know, the 394s were just bolted directly onto this back filter adapter, right? Where the 395s, they produced and put the rubber mounts on it, which are cool, and I think that helped a lot with the carburation problems that we had on 394s, where I showed you guys on a previous video how the Walbro needle seat would actually move in those carburetors and made them just a son of a gun to start when they were hot, and that was one of the main reasons with that. Okay, so this guy's got tape all over this choke. Okay, there we go. Okay, we get our two screws are in there. Tighten them up. Get our smaller ones here. Go in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I just had some lunch and then I'm gonna take the dog for a walk right after I do this. So, while it's still light out, so I don't get hit by no cars or anything. You just plowed the snow or plowed the road out there where they didn't get down to the pavement, so they're kind of useless to do that. 395s we can't get anymore now in Canada, so if you're looking for them, you might have to try to find one from a different country, maybe England or something. Okay, we got our switch wire on, our air conductor. That's what they call this piece under the starter. It conducts the air up into the air injection system tube, which you want to make sure that's in a good condition as well. Okay, to get that fresh air up into the carburetor and the crap blowing across the cylinder now. That's how air injection works. If you guys didn't know that already, it's a pretty cool system. John Thread called it turbo, but they didn't have any turbo. It was just air injection, what it was. Okay, there's a starter. We already went through that last video. It's all good to go. Get that on there. Okay. Yeah, I guess now, you know, if you want a big saw this size, you're going to be buying the 592 or the 585. The 585 has been setting up quite well with some of the loggers here. Unfortunately, the 585 doesn't come with heated handlebars, so that's discouraged a few guys from buying them. So they bought the 592s auto tunes, which they kind of didn't want auto tune, but you know what? They're actually working really well. I have had some problems with 592s with the intake manifolds ripping, and they didn't have a lot of time on them. It was kind of a weird spot how they rip. I don't know really how they do it. Some sort of motion with it, or it's not from being like in freezing conditions or cold or anything and cracking. They're just ripping it. And I don't know why they would do it. But Husky's kind of already taken care of that. There is a new one out already. So if you got warranty, take that in, and if you're having problems with it, I should say, take that in and see what's going on with it. Okay, you notice the big dog I put on before I did the video. That's a West Coast dog. These are made by Pro Safety. Quite a large one for the big flared bud cedars and the thick fir bark we have here. You know, some of the fir bark here is, you know, four inches thick. So you got to get through that, and that's where it clogs up filters too, with that fine fur bark dust gets into your air filter. So that's a good maintenance thing to do if you're logging in that fur stuff. Guys sometimes have to bang their filters out every tree, you know, or every few cuts. It's a good thing Husky's got good filtration filters and a system, or you know, a person might have to run one of those foamy type ones. What are those called again? Yeah, I got a package right here. I did. You know what I mean? Filter kit. Aftermarket one, anyways. Okay, let's get this baby on. Handlebars on. You know, here we they're all full wrap. Everyone runs here, of course, and falling. Some of the guys falling in like the interior and stuff will use half wrap because they need to get the stump lower for skidder logging if they're doing that. Or if you're just doing firewood, you don't really need full wrap, but I like it. You know, sometimes it's nice just to turn the saw over and you got another handle there, right? You don't really need it, but you just get used to it, so you stick with it, right? So yeah, hopefully the 590 or the 585 will someday have heated handlebars, which would be nice because some guys like to prefer that they have an adjustable carburetor still. Okay. And these filters are really good on these 395s. There's no reason to really change it to any type of aftermarket one, really. You know, just keep this one in good shape. You know, they're not cheap, but they do the job. You know, the flock type here. The way you want to clean this one, just wash it in hot soap and water, rinse it out, and let it dry out. Okay, don't use gas and oil on it because the oil will clog the filter up. So any of the flock type material like this furry type stuff, okay, that's what they call flock. I don't know where they came up with that, but anyways, those are the type you want to wash in hot soap and water, rinse out with hot water, and let it dry. So if you're in the real extreme conditions, guys should have a spare one with you. So you're packing in your pack up in the bush, and just swap it out and clean them again at night. Just don't let your wife see you washing it in the sink. Okay, let's get our clamp on. Okay, yeah, big filter, eh? Yeah, there's no reason to change that. Okay, top cover on. Should make sure your snaps are still tight. If these snaps aren't tight, what you can do is just give them a little tweak with the needle nose. And just kind of bend them over a little bit. Then they snap on better. Okay, just give them a little bend. Okay, there you go. Switch on, choke on, clutch. Everything's on. It's back together. No, that's not bad. Be back into some big wood now. George falls in a lot of big cedar, big spruce, all sorts of different varieties of wood. You know, mainly hemlock, spruce, and fir and cedar. Not much pine in most of the places they log here. More in the valleys or more in the interior of BC. On the west coast here, we don't have a lot of it. Okay, bar plate back on. Just want to show you something about the chain brake in a second as well. So we've covered every part of this saw. Get that bar plate down a little bit so chain doesn't hit it. Same bar plate. Actually, 395's got its own one. 2100 one and stuff is a little bit different than this one. Okay, that's back on. Let's get the chain brake. On the chain brake here, I will go clean this, but I wanted to show you something here on the case. Right here on the case, there should be a rubber grommet here, okay? And this little dowel kind of peg here on the cover has to sit in that so this thing doesn't move around. If that's not in there, which I'm going to go find a used one here in a minute, this side cover, if the rubber is not in there, it's not so bad. But that dowel, if that's wore, you see how this is moving around like that? So that moves around like that, and it starts to rub on the chain brake band, and the chain brake band will break. I know if you don't have that on there, you're going to go through chain brake bands. So if you have a 394 or 395, make sure that grommet's in there, and this little pin here is like that, eh? If that's broken off or wears off from your chain falling off or someone smashing it, you could kind of drill and put a bolt in there with a little head, so that would sit back in that grommet so this thing doesn't move around and touch that chain brake. You can see this band, this clutch drum, how the band's actually been kind of wearing on it a bit. And it's usually right up in here where the band will cut through and break. I've showed you that before, I think, showing you how to assemble and disassemble a chain brake system for a 394 or 395. If you didn't see that video, search for it. If not, maybe I'll do another one. Okay, so there you go. This thing's complete. Just set that on there. Show you the dog, how it matches up. Okay, it's a good sized dog, eh? Sits down about an inch from the body of the saw. Yeah, nice system. So there you go. So when the snow's gone, we'll get out and buck some wood and show you how this thing rips. Once again, thanks all you 13,010 subscribers. And there'll be more to come from Donnie Walker here. So keep your saw wood, stick in the ice, rub around the snow. Go and have some fun. We might even maybe have to walk the dog and come back and do some more work. Maybe we'll take our crazy carpets and go down a hill down the road here or something. Be kids again. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having fun and pretending in your youth that you're younger, but you're not. Just don't get hurt. Anyways, have a good day. Out.